as far as I remember, kilo can be broken in like, what, seconds, right? Maybe days at most. So it's not a big deal. I haven't done any work on that. It probably wouldn't be that difficult, but you just have to describe the equations again. You have a look at the problem, you describe it in equations, you plug it into the system that have been already developed by multiple people, from Martin Albrecht to Gregory Bard to all sorts of people that have been working on this in the open. So I think everybody's been working on in closed source from the NSA to the French government. But you know, this is all open as well, not that sort of NSA stuff. So yeah, and then you plug it in and then it's done. Yes?
Have you seen what is done in other constraint solvers like Nuprod, for instance? There are some tricky backtracking techniques.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do have an opinion of stuff like that. I don't know if you know Debian. It's got something called apt-get. And it's actually a constraint solver, because you have a constraints like you have these packages, and then the packages that develop depending on other packages, and there are meta packages, and they depend on meta packages, and now you want to install a meta package, and how the hell does that work? And actually, if you have a look at apt-get, it can solve Sudoku. Apt-get. You can actually solve Sudoku, and they've been making it use to solve Sudoku. And if you ever look at the project webpage of Mancusi, it's a great set of people, and actually the Debian head leader is inside that project. He's actually one of the leaders of that project. And they're developing a constraint solver to find a solution to your packaging problems. So you know, you double click on, I don't know, I want this thing, and then what kind of solution would Debian give you? Sometimes the solutions it gives you is totally awful, and they want to make it better. And one way of making it better is using set solvers. And I actually had, while I started making a project, it's not very difficult to make it, but I just didn't have time. But it's actually, you can use crypto-miniset. You can use crypto-miniset. It's not a big deal. You plug it in, and it works as apt-get. You can plug crypto-miniset into apt-get and make it work. And back to GNU-plot, yeah, they could be using crypto-miniset. Actually, they should be using crypto-miniset, but they're not. So, I mean, in a sense, shouldn't be using crypto-miniset. They should be using set solver, because they developed their own backtracking algorithm. They've been developing their own. I mean, what's the point? We're all doing the same thing. We're all doing the search algorithm that has a set of constraints and has to be solved. And sometimes it's optimizing, so it's not NP-complete or NP-hard. It's almost the same stuff. Crypto-miniset and any set solver can do it. We should be concentrating our efforts on one set solver and use it everywhere, absolutely everywhere, from apt-get to GNU-plot to anything you can come around with. And it can be made work. It can be made to work. It could be an awesome stuff. It really would be an awesome stuff, because then we would have it open and we could be debugging it. And how do you debug that apt-get? It's got some really wacky interfaces. With this thing, you can fast solve it immediately. There's a whole set of stuff that's developed for instance, in this case, by Arvid Bierek. He's a great professor, and he's developed fast testing tools for this stuff, and it gives you a trace immediately. It even the data debugs the stuff and gives you a minimal trace of what's going wrong. How can you do that with apt-get? I mean, give me a minimal trace of an apt-get problem that was meant to be working well and now it doesn't. And with this thing, you can go down all the way down and see the one line or the two lines that are making it go wrong and correct it. So you're going to have a real bad problem with GNU-plot has that thing, right? You tell someone who's going to build a web list that there's something that is going wrong in the search process. It's so complicated, and the interface to it is so specialized. You're going to have problems. With this thing, the interface is really simple. It's just, you should see, it's just a set of numbers one after the other. So yeah, we should be using one set. I'm not saying crypto-miniset. Of course, personally, I prefer one because I know that. But anybody, I wouldn't mind using a dumb one. But that's one thing that is correct and working well. Instead of the community developing 55 set solvers for 55 different things. And of course, you can solve Sudoku with crypto-miniset. You can solve Intel problems. You can solve whatever you like. There was this thing called Eternity. People were trying to make €1 million from it. Yeah, they were using crypto-miniset. What else? Because that was the one that was winning last year, right? So they thought, yeah, that must be the fastest one. So that's just Sudoku. That's some puzzles. That's lots of things that are search-based. It's all there, and we can use it. I think we're running out of time. Thank you very much for your time.